The Zone Coverage Podcast Network.
The Andy Lucanary Football Machine.
Autobots, transform! I like this kind of party!
Straight cash, homie.
Starts now.
Welcome back to Thunderdome for another Zone Coverage Football Machine on the Zone Coverage Podcast Network. Now hack-free.
Yes, which is nice.
I'm your not-so-humble host, Andy Carlson, but that means we made it. People are trying to hack.
Yeah, Russia wants us now.
Or China. They're in. Ni hao. What's up? You guys want to talk to Minnesota sports?
So when you said
the Bachelor?
hack-free, I thought you were breaking the news that we fired Luke.
And good night. It's all downhill from here.
Yeah, no,
you can't top that. Let's go get wings.
I'll head on.
Well, it's not happy hour, so I guess we're here. I'm Andy Carlson at Andy Carlson on Twitter Machine. I have equity, more equity than Ben Lieber playing Rap Battle Jeopardy.
More equity than Ben Lieber's stupid cat.
Oh, would you quote
the
tweet
whiff.
that today?
Yeah, I quote
You're
tweeted.
kind of famous today.
No, well, no.
Well,
I mean, I quote tweeted it, and I'm just like, I saw the tweet, and I'm just like, if you don't know what's going on, why even commenting on it?
Yeah, because Lieber had like an opinion on the Pusha T Drake beef, and then the second half of his tweet was, but I have no idea what's going on, and it's like.
But then he talks about like modern rap or whatever. He's like, do you know Pusha T's older than you are, Ben Lieber?
Yeah, I was just about to say, wait, Pusha T and Drake?
Like you understand he came up with grinding in like 2001, right?
I hate these young rappers. They're 2 Chainz and Tupacs.
Pusha T was originally part of a group called Clips. For the record, Ben Lieber.
It became great clips over time.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know that Aude Aruna would be older than Tupac right now?
No.
Nah, just kidding.
I knew that wasn't true.
Why that shocked you? Because it's not true.
Joining me, as always, Arif Hassan, NFL, Luke _Spidman, and also Yinka. What is Yinka's role?
Just sexiness. Just pure unadulterated.
I'm probably QB3 at this point. I'm not going to play, but you need to have
cornerback Sherrills.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. Wait, so if you play the quarter defense, that extra DB is technically the quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Fine.
Let's take it.
But yeah, give Yanko a follow on Twitter at SexyPrince as well. Watch him dunk on former NFL linebackers. Oh, by the way, the Asian delegation, we renounce half a Lieber, so we're just going to roll with it.
I've wondered that. So what is Lieber?
I think he's half Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
because he looks.
He's definitely half Asian.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, that's
someone told me he's like, he's all.
But
completely.
The Asian delegation, we got together. We voted at the last meeting. He's out.
Are you the leader?
Are we having another racial draft? Because
we should.
Another one like we do one like every week.
I mean, I still don't have a lot of assets to work with here.
No, full on. When we hit the dead point in like late June, early July, we should like full on do the complete Chappelle show.
We'll do it.
Sketch.
Yeah, that's a little sketchy. That's a little
it'll
sketchy.
be sketchy,
Jesus, Tom.
which is exactly why we'll do it.
Yeah.
Maybe let's not.
It's already
Tom,
happening.
you can have the fifth
It's
pick,
already
so
in
that
the
means you have the
works.
snake.
I choose fajitas.
All right, today we're talking a little Vikings OTA action. What news that we have? Harrison Smith got snubbed NFL Top 100. Blah blah blah. Some other
Wait,
OTA
what?
crap.
Entirely?
No.
Oh no, 46.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
Way
And then
too
also
low.
we have Minnesota fighting Vikings as summertime beverages. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, right.
What's been going on in your guys' world?
It's the summertime.
up?
Well, my wife left.
Wow.
Still holding on to that one.
Maybe you're still married. She's just somewhere.
Yeah. I just like to open with that.
Yeah.
Really.
You're the first commenter on every Adam Schefter tweet.
Yeah, right.
Totally. Our good friend Sam, he invited me to hit the links. So we actually went golfing last week.
How was the game?
I'm horrible.
Link's been losing, man.
Sam, around the same level.
Yeah.
But Sam went to Scotland like 2 weeks ago, so I thought it was going to be a pro. He made.
Has he got wooden clubs and that hat with like the little
Ben
tassel
Hogan
on?
hat and like the high like knit socks? No,
100% believe that.
Sam would totally.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he just lets loose on the golf? Like he starts swinging the club at stuff. And
He's like
swearing.
he's like
happy.
six Bud Light limes in.
Big wad of chew.
One of the highlights was listening to Sam break down Mike Renner on The Bachelor. Bachelor.
Oh, right.
Which one are we on?
Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Bachelorette.
Because Sam is a huge Bachelorette.
He's producing our Bachelorette show.
Wait, we're doing a Bachelor? Oh,
yeah.
we got to
Kyle
nowadays.
Radke.
Because I finally saw an episode of The Bachelorette, obviously, because Mike Renner's on it.
Oh, so
and
you watched
also Clay
Harbor.
Harbor and Colton Underwood, who actually we don't know who
The
Colton
wife
Underwood
watches it all the time, so I've been forced to watch
Wait,
it as
didn't
well.
Colton Underwood date someone famous?
Yes.
Who?
Well, we don't know
Oh.
yet, but
Ah, damn
Well,
it.
no, before The Bachelorette. No, you're right. It was like some pop star. I forget who. Jessica Simpson?
Oh, Allie Raceman.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. He like proposed to her at some point.
Yeah, she said no. Good for her.
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah, so now I have thoughts, except now
What
it's...
did you think? I haven't seen the first episode yet, but Renner, it sounded like didn't get a ton of. You got to remember, there's like 25 guys, and it's,
Yeah.
whatever,
He did get a
2
rose,
hours.
though, I remember, right?
He did.
Correct?
Yeah,
move
no,
on.
he advanced past the first day.
Hey, who's going to make the one-man roster?
It's like a 6-week thing, maybe less. 4 weeks they shoot this in, and you're supposed
Yeah.
to propose to a girl or guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, how nuts is that?
No. Okay, so this
Crazy that it doesn't
This
work
is
out a
wild to
lot.
me.
That
So
is just
actually,
nuts.
in The Bachelorette, I found out while watching with a group of people, The Bachelorette doesn't propose. She just picks a guy who's allowed to propose to her. And I just think that's weird because
It's like the rose.
she is
You get
asking.
the rose.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're doing the show because she's Prior Lake.
She's Prior
From
Lake,
Prior
yep.
Lake,
Yeah.
and already
Nobody.
denied a guy from Minneapolis. Just
Oh, that was great. Yeah. So spoilers. What? Yeah. So one of the bachelors, she like knew beforehand from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And she's just like,
Yeah.
no.
And so she
like,
pulled him aside and was like, "Hey,
If it
so
didn't
we
work out then, why would it work
Right,
out?
exactly. She was like, "Hey," and they were like acquaintances. She was like, "Hey, so we've met a couple of times," and he was like, "Only one time." Okay, whatever. We've met a couple of times, and you never even like flirted with me or asked me out. Like,
Did she know right
why
away?
should I
Did-
spend time on you?
Did she
And he had like
recognize
no
him?
answer.
Right away? Do you know? Did she recognize him right away?
Yeah,
Like,
as
oh
soon
my
as
God, I know
soon as he got out.
Okay.
And the thing is, he was like acting as if she didn't initially.
So he has no excuse to play that card. Like, oh, I.
Well, so
don't
he
even know how many
only
times we hung
remembers the one time, and she's like, "What do you mean you only remember one time?" And he's like, he didn't say it, but he clearly implied I was clearly into some heavy stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I'm a different person now, and she's like, "I'm going to play the numbers. You're out." Which, like,
by the way, it was me. That's why I'm producing the show.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, but Kyle, Sam breaking down the Bachelorette.
That's
If you
good.
wanna
I'm gonna listen to
Roses
that.
and Rose. Yeah,
I can't wait.
I mean, we know who she's going to marry.
that's how.
Kyle. Yeah,
That's what I thought. It says roses and rose. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weak. Yeah,
Kyle Radke hosting the show.
Yeah.
son of Brad.
One episode in, there's like a heavy favorite to who's going to win
is
the
that right?
whole
Oh, really?
thing.
Already?
I
Usually
don't
there's,
think I don't think there's a chance for the
I think
27 other
Arif.
guys.
I think Arif needs to make an appearance
Okay,
on the show,
I'll
pushing
put
his
down
theory.
$5 if you give me the field.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
I haven't even seen the first episode, so
Yeah. I think
I'm
it's
less
odds
in the
are-
dark.
Less information
I'm
is
just
better
playing
when
the
making
numbers.
decisions.
I'm playing the numbers. Wait, let me text Sam, the commissioner of the Fantasy Bachelor League. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Why doesn't the internet ever work in here?
It's sketchy.
I think it's your computer.
I think it's because we're in
Is
like
that the new one?
last room possible.
Yeah, but, I mean,
next week's gonna be the basement.
It
There's
only
no
stopped
basement.
working like last
Office
week,
space.
and now I'm not getting anything.
Morton.
The Milton.
Is it more? Yeah. Milton. Yeah.
Milton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, football.
Yeah, let's get into football. So Vikings are back at it, second session of OTAs before the next one. Cool. Anthony Barr is back in the building.
I guess he wasn't even holding out.
No, he was
I
just
know.
he just wanted.
Insurance issues.
He told reporters that
Yes.
he told
Not
reporters
kind of
that he missed last week because he was waiting on paperwork for insurance.
Right, because
baloney.
Does anybody
I
just ever
totally
just straight
believe it,
Tell the
actually.
truth ever when they're
0.0 chance.
They always have to bend
why
it a
would he
little bit.
come back if it was because of is it just because he was like, oh, I'm losing this contract battle that isn't happening? Like,
Is
there's
this
no
like
reason.
Is this like Andrew Wiggins or like, hey sir, why have you not signed your contract? He's like, I just want to look it over. Like for what? Like missed eyes? You know, like what?
Who's looking at it?
It's a standard contract. Yeah,
I mean, we've already
like
had.
he said he was like reading it, dude.
We've already had 3 ACL tears.
Yeah.
I totally believe.
Well, it's not like
and they said there's a risk of.
And he's only got a year left on it because it's a 5th-year option. He's only got a year left on his deal. I totally believe
Well,
it.
it's not like OTA dates came out of nowhere like the Viet Cong. It's like he knew when it was. Like put in the paperwork a week earlier.
Wow.
It's an ambush, just like that joke.
I'm not going to touch that. Yep. I don't know how often you've dealt with insurance companies, Andy, but they're notoriously not always on time.
You can get a mortgage in 90 seconds.
I don't think Anthony Barr
Rocket.
is getting his injury, athlete-specific injury insurance policy from Rocket Mortgage.
He just looks it up online.
Who would be a great sponsor, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, see, if that's the case, why didn't he leak that last week to quell the rumors?
I don't know.
Yeah, or
That doesn't necessarily
I understand the
mean one
angle.
or the
Like a
other,
lot of people
though.
saying, like, well, he has no workout bonus. Okay, then why is he here now?
Right, but if he's holding out,
Yeah.
why is he here now?
Because Mychal Kendricks.
Yeah, absolutely not. Someone asked me today, maybe they asked the show, but I'll just answer it now.
Yeah.
If you were guaranteed to get to hold on to Stephon Diggs and to Neil Hunter and sign Mychal Kendricks, but you'll lose Anthony Barr, would you? Mm-hmm. And I'm still struggling with this one.
Would you?
Because I think Mychal Kendricks is way underrated, and I think his skill set actually does fit what the Vikings currently ask Anthony Barr to do, which is not to say they have the same skill sets, right? Because he's better like rush off the edge and stuff like that.
time.
But you would agree
Which scares
he's
me a little
kind of
bit.
a downgrade from Anthony Barr, though.
What do you mean, kind of? He is a downgrade.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, like,
yes.
But
He's better bang for the buck.
He's a
And
downgrade,
again,
but he is massively underrated and more consistent despite the fact that he doesn't just get on the field.
Well, and I think, too, the biggest thing in that whole thing is that you're getting Hunter and Diggs locked up.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
to know for sure, I'm going to maybe lose a little bit on paper, obviously, going from Barr from Kendricks, or to Kendricks, but to know that you've got 3 of the 4 that we went into this season with a lot of kind of nerves going, are we going to be able to sign all 3 or 4 of these guys, plus Wayne's, to get all of them and skate away with only losing one of them, Anthony Barr in this scenario? I think that makes me feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's just weird because I have so much confidence in Mychal Kendricks being like a pretty good linebacker, but he like has never started the season as the starter. Like, why?
Which is weird. I don't know.
But at the same time, like the same thing happened to Brandon Graham with the Eagles. He's been good
outstanding.
every single time he's been on the
He's
field.
underrated, too. He's been
Yeah.
outstanding.
So, like, when he was a rotational pass rusher for the Eagles, at times he was their best pass rusher, despite the fact that he was
4th or 5th guy in the rotation at times.
And it was weird. So finally he gets to start, and he's still balling. He's amazing.
Oh, he's amazing.
He unfortunately
destroyed
isn't
the
finishing.
Vikings.
He isn't getting those sacks, but he's getting a ton of pressure, forcing a bunch of interceptions. And I feel like the same thing is like happening to Mychal Kendricks, where they've got 2 really good linebackers.
Nigel Bradham's
Yeah.
another underrated dude. That
I think Kendricks is better than Bradham.
I think so, too.
And it's just weird that he's never seeing the field. And so I can understand, like, what he asked for a trade last year, never got it. I mean, we were there for the rumors, like, should the Vikings trade for Mychal Kendricks? Some people even asked Eric Kendricks directly, which is not a wise policy. You're not going to get anything out of that. But
He treats everything like it's tampering.
right.
Eric, how do you like your coffee? Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
What'd you say to me?
Can we talk off the record? Yeah, I guess. Off the record, I'm not going to answer this question.
All right, so Mychal came and left. He visited Egan on Tuesday. He's going to go see the Raiders and also the Browns. If you had to bet $1, where's he going?
Raiders.
The Raiders.
John Gruden spree.
But he's got to beat out Emmanuel Lamur and Derek Johnson.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. And also Tahir Whitehead.
I don't understand
They need him.
why exactly the Browns, or for that matter, even the Vikings, maybe it's a courtesy for his brother, are on his like visit list, because there's no starting option for him with the Browns because they got Jamie Collins and Christian Kirksey.
Loaded.
And I think they've got another linebacker that I like. Oh, no, Joe Schobert. He actually sucks. Never mind.
Wisconsin?
I liked him coming out of the draft. That was it. Yeah, Wisconsin. I think. Big 10.
And then they got Carl Nazem and Nate Orchard back there, too? No. Nazem's okay.
Yeah, and Orchard's an edge rusher.
Wow.
Orchard's an edge rusher, too. They should keep him there.
Yeah.
But, the Vikings, obviously, they have their starting two. But the Raiders, like you said, I mean, there's a clear path. I mean, you could just replace Emmanuel Lemur and instant upgrade.
Do you think it's because of some of the uncertainty behind Barr and Kendricks? Because you have Ben Gideon, but do you really have that
rookie starter Ben Gideon?
Right.
Starting middle linebacker. Do you have a guy that really can fit into that Anthony Barr role if he does get injured or has to miss a few games?
No. There's no depth.
Yeah.
Right. But
and pushing Gideon down to depth is a very good thing for the Vikings.
Yeah, and also that's an interesting question we should tackle next about whether or not Ben Gideon, how good is Ben Gideon?
And how far away are we with a lot of these bodies, right?
But
Eric Wilson, how far away is he from being?
But before we get to that question, we still have to point Mychal Kendricks would have a chance to get a ton of snaps in the case of injury / as the third linebacker,
but not as.
But he clearly is set for 1,000 snaps if he signs with the Raiders, right? So I don't think that's really a fair comparison. Even though he could slot in basically right away into the Anthony Barr role in the case of an injury, or Eric Kendricks' role in the case of an injury, although he's not as good a fit because he and his brother have very different skill sets.
Can we just say nickel is the new base?
Yeah, I was
it is.
just going to say something.
Officially.
I mean, the Vikings have loaded up at cornerback and have no, like you just said, have no depth at linebacker. I mean, if anybody is kind of proving that theory,
you said Eric Wilson, right?
That's it, man.
But Ben Gideon is not bad for the specific role they ask him to play.
No,
I think he ranks 5th in stop rate.
Be like Chad, but slightly less worse.
I mean, if Chad was the third linebacker and didn't miss tackles, he would be Ben Gideon in his final years with the Vikings. But
just continue to poke the bear.
Well, I mean, we brought it there. What, we already trashed Bieber, right?
We're there.
We're there.
We got some
Henderson,
Kylie Long takes.
But again, not only showing we're weak at linebacker, but how loaded they are at depth at cornerback too.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, with not only with Mike Hughes at first round, but the Holton Hill and everybody else we had before. Marcus Sherrills is sitting in there just loaded.
So the two things that they need to address. I mean, first they need to address defensive tackle depth. That's the biggest issue, but it's kind of too late to address it.
Are you saying more in the terms of nose tackle? Because I don't really feel confident with anybody behind Lavel Joseph right now.
No, defensive tackle, both positions.
Okay,
right? Because I don't think
Tom Johnson, Shamar Stephen. That's your
because I don't think they've got a guy at 3 technique that you're super confident in, and I'm hopeful for Julio Johnson, right?
Well, Jalen Holmes is supposed to be a guy in their plans, but
that's true.
Is that going to happen quickly?
I guess there's enough there at 3 technique where you can say we've got
bodies, but I'm really concerned about the nose tackle position.
At nose tackle, it's a much so that's kind of the primary issue, and then
just
you
to
get
clarify,
to linebacker.
You guys are comfortable with Jaleel and Jalen. That's what you're talking about, right? At the 3 tech, you're comfortable. I know we're not thrilled, but you're good enough.
I think
there's potential there with Zimmer and Andre Patterson.
There's potential there. Yeah,
I like that 3-man rotation of Sheldon. And the 2 guys we just mentioned.
But then after nose tackle, you do have to address
nobody. I mean, is David Perry going to be a thing?
Right, exactly. After nose tackle, then you begin to address then you maybe in a ranked order would talk about these off-ball linebackers, and Eric Wilson is a really good special teamer. So is Kentrell Brothers. Neither of them are guys that I want to Emmanuel Lemur did fine as a depth player, and even then I was they got to replace Emmanuel Lemur, right? And now that he's gone and they haven't really replaced him, Mychal Kendricks would be super valuable to have, but he might be just too good. At the same time, they could potentially, address the nose tackle position. Jonathan Hankins is still out there, isn't he?
I would love Hankins as depth. Let me ask you this, though. Going to the nickel...
They could just oversign everybody. They could oversign Mychal Kendricks and Jonathan Hankins.
And
Eric Reed. It's all there, man.
And release David Perry.
Eric Reed.
And then release David
Kenny
Perry.
Vaccaro. It's all there, man.
Well,
wait, Trey Boston signed somewhere?
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think he has.
I think there's enough guys out there. Yeah.
Defense that gave an average of 36 points the last 2 games of the season. Sim's probably not happy about that, man.
Well, I mean, I think that's something to mention. I actually been watching a little bit.
He's not going to go out like that.
Some of it is the offense did start to slow down towards the end of the season, which I think
Big time.
Which I think had this little bit of flow of the defense starting to also wear down with being on the field.
It
a little
takes
bit more.
both of them need to kind of
because there was a pro and con with Case Keenum's style of play. You had sometimes had the big explosive plays, but then it lended itself a lot more to some of the risks that were there. But I think there was a point where they kind of dialed that back quite a bit, and you kind of saw the effects of defense probably being on the field a little bit more, offense not being as explosive, even though you still have Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, and stuff. So. Yeah, I can agree that Zim wasn't happy, but I think he also was like, hey, this is part of the reason why we're not keeping this guy as our franchise guy.
Right.
Also with OTAs, and speaking of Adam Jerome Thielen, he was quoted by Tom Pelissero, #OneOfUs, speaking highly of Kirk Cousins. He said, quote, Diggs said the other day, the spiral he puts on it just makes it easy for us to catch. It just kind of pops out of his hand differently than you're used to. And you don't see that kind of stuff on film. You can only see that when you're out here practicing.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's what DiFilippo said too.
It's been fun.
That he was surprised by Kirk Cousins' arm strength. It didn't. You see it more in person than when you're breaking down film.
We have a lot of work to do. End quote. It's almost like they're getting their ducks in a row. It's like freelancing gate. That Green Bay game. Terrence Newman and Zimmer said completely different things after the game, and then next day it was like, oh, we're on the same page. I think this is scripted. This is Manchurian Candidate.
Did we ever find out what truly happened in that game? Was just Newman just freelancing, or?
Oh, he freelanced for like 4 snaps.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But that did actually happen.
Okay,
I think he just got bored, or
he wasn't bored. He was just like, no, I'm still one of the best corners in the league. Put me on the number 1. But it was also the number 1 was like Jordy, so like who cares?
Old people get lost all the time.
I mean, Newman on Jordy, that's like old people and old people crime.
I will say that John DiFilippo, I just like hearing that guy talk. Like he's got so much positive energy.
Well, it's like hearing Mike Prefer talk too. They're both great to have impressors.
Like there's one thing to have knowledge. Like all these guys are superior in football knowledge, but it's another thing to be able to explain it in like a teachable level. Where the masses can get it. It's like I think John DiFilippo would be a great community college professor.
John Madden made millions, but by being like a personality that could teach you something, right?
Teach us something.
Well,
in his
at least his
funny, what we thought was funny, kind of.
At least that was his
how to smoke on the sideline.
I shouldn't bag him too much because when he started, nobody was giving you any insight, and he was actually really good at giving insight. It was only late in his career that he was like, "You got to score a touchdown."
Yeah.
So you're right. I'm just bagging on a guy who's been retired for 10 years.
He was born in Austin, Minnesota.
John Madden?
Yeah. Huh. Crazy. I assume it's on a bus passing through, but
I wonder if he ever went to the Spam Museum or whatever they have there.
Probably.
Right, it's a Spam Museum.
Ball of yarn.
Yeah. I also got the Ball of Yarn.
Ball of Yarn's a different place.
Oh, wait, I thought that was also Austin,
I thought
Minnesota.
that was Tassel. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Tassel.
Oh, maybe.
Born in Austin, Minnesota. Cool.
Look at that.
Bam. Someone who's not born in Austin, Harrison Smith. NFL Top 100 rolls along. And this is like the trash TV that people just can't get enough of. Who cares about Top 100? Harrison Smith lands at number 46. Last year he was 74. The year previous, 73. So he's moving on up. But some people think he's a little bit too low. He also wasn't even the highest rated safety, which went to Earl Thomas yet again.
Wait, Earl, really?
How many games did Earl Thomas play last year?
Earl Thomas living off his reputation at this point.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Well, we got to boil it down. It's just players.
It's just unfair of me to say he actually played pretty well last year. But
how many games? Any idea?
Didn't he play 15?
Okay. I don't know, but he was.
I don't think
Earl Thomas, second team All-Pro, which wasn't first team like Harrison Smith.
Yep.
No
Thank you.
Yeah, but one of them wasn't a Pro Bowl alternate. Just saying.
Yeah.
It was 14 games last year.
Okay, so not bad at all.
You might be thinking of Cam, who missed a ton.
Yep, Cam. Harrison Smith should be in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year. Maybe not win it, but in the discussion. And there's really should only be
in the discussion for second to Aaron Donald.
Thank you.
Yes.
And number 2, by the way, behind Aaron Donald. Maybe. But he should. Really, there should only be 4 to 6 players for both sides of the ball. Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. There's not going to be 10 or 12. So for him to be 46, was it?
Yeah.
46?
Well, hold on.
In
like,
the
just
sniff.
only one behind Devontae Adams, though. So he's got that go for him.
and the other one that really chapped
How?
me was Case Keenum was X amount of spots higher than Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah.
Keenum was 51.
Case Keenum.
Xavier was 55.
Yeah.
Get that garbo.
So I actually
respect.
about this. I actually get more annoyed with people who
Get into it.
who are annoyed that
Exactly.
that Harrison Smith is so low, just because like
the process is so bad.
well, yeah, and the fact that it's like. It's sad to say, but like no one cares about the Minnesota Vikings, and
Right.
like
Yeah.
when you look at the broad scope of national media, no one really cared about us up until
We get Favre back.
a couple of
Right.
years. But with that, it's like me and Arif has talked about this. Like Harrison Smith, he plays at a position that unless you can pad stats such as more specifically interceptions, unless he's like Earl Thomas picking off the ball constantly, it's really hard for the national media to see how amazing of a player he is. And I think that contributes to, guys around the league. They know about Harrison Smith, of course, but again, guys like Aaron Donald, that name is going to pop up a little bit more, so because he's just constantly wreaking havoc. So
I floated this question out today. Who? This is so dumb. But who's been the better number 22, Harrison Smith or Paul Krause?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because you do have to rate Paul Krause's 81 interceptions on a curve because quarterbacks are throwing like 20 picks a year back then.
right, yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
No, I know.
That's
I know.
true.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
I'll go Harry.
Jeez.
Because right at this moment, I would say Krause, but give Harrison like 4 more years.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Is that like if Harry can keep? It's kind of like the
Harry's on pace.
a
for sure.
version of this like. Where would we rank J.J. Watt historically, sort of thing?
Yeah.
Like Harrison Smith has probably been better in a shorter amount of time than Krause, which is just a weird thing to say.
Right.
But Krause was really good for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to say. I would say, give Harrison Smith a couple more years, but he is
Which
in that
he's on pace
conversation.
because he hasn't been hurt consistently, year after year, despite being such a physical type of player
Yeah.
with the way he plays in the box so much, blitzes off the edge, and of course plays center field too. So I think, you said it. I mean, Krause and all those long-term guys, they got the consistency for 10-plus years. Harry's on pace, though. If he can play 10-plus years, he'll be the guy.
Yeah.
Man, Paul Krause played for 16 years. Also played some wide receiver in Washington.
Yeah.
Guys probably played in the league a little bit longer back then, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because
We don't have a lot of.
I think as soon as you start, you stay longer, but
Depends if
they
their
give-
off-season job let them
Yeah, right.
give them time
they
off.
They gave a ton of way more preference to starters back then. I mean, like Johnny Unitas got cut from the Steelers. Like what?
What? Wait, what?
Wasn't Bart Starr like a 22nd round pick? Back when they were drafting dead guys, it's like it's the 36th round. Who cares? It's like every baseball draft.
Or they would like stuff players in hotels so that nobody would know their phone number, so they couldn't draft them.
Oh, God.
That's so good.
Yeah. Also good is My Burger. That's right here in the Twin Cities. My Burger, family owned, obsessed over since 2004. That's I think I was out of high school then. Shame. Serving made-to-order burgers, hand-pressed to perfection. Burgers are made that are made fresher, taste better. It's just weird. They feature hand-dipped malts, locally baked gluten-free buns, salads, and sweet potato fries. You got everything. What else do you need? Oh, they got beer. So you also have that. So now you have everything. 5 Twin Cities locations: Stadium Village, Richfield, Calhoun, Skyway, Minneapolis, and also Mac Grove Land. Call us home buddies, but we like it local. Order online, myburgerusa.com. Plus, if you become a great, wonderful, reschnefisly good subscriber at zonecoverage.com, you get a gift card for a free burger at My Burger. So do that up. MyBurgerUSA.com. All right, so there's Smith. That was that. Jaguars.
Bart Starr, 17th round.
Close enough.
Very close.
Jaguars joint practices all up in Eagan, August 15th through 16th, before the preseason game on the 18th. I'm excited just to have Jalen Ramsey in the same county as myself.
Ramsey,
I
Leonard
love
Fournette. I mean, you can go up and
I
down the
love
whole
Jalen Ramsey
list,
so
man.
much.
Ramsey's so good.
Just
I don't
he's
know why
just
Leonard Fournette was your second guy.
I don't know either. Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles.
Bortles.
oh my God, we're gonna show up and you know what? Tom should not get a press pass because that's all he's gonna be saying.
Bortles.
Oh my gosh. That's going to be great.
That'll be fun. That's
going to be so fun. 2 teams.
8 points scored over the course of those 2 days.
I was just going to say 2 teams just with very similar blueprints as far as just dominating on the defensive side of the ball on all 3 levels. Yeah. Talent galore, depth to go with it, and then running the ball down your throat.
Man, keep that shit in bounds, man.
That was hilarious. I will never forget that. The pure
I
frustration.
love Allen Robinson.
I know.
The fact they stole Marcellus Darius, too, for what, a 5th? 6th?
Oh, yeah.
That just still blows my mind. And they were good before then. And then, and we were, Andy, were talking before the show, their draft, too. I mean, this is the ultimate Steve draft. Taven Bryan, Ronnie Harrison, and Quentin Meeks.
Oh, yeah.
All of his boys. Taven Bryan, Ronnie Harrison, Quentin Meeks. So,
Quentin Meeks, didn't he go undrafted? So they signed him undrafted.
I think so,
They called, and he's nice. Like, Steve's like, you gotta get him. Gotta get him.
They also have Tanner Lee.
I feel like Shad Khan would take Steve's phone call.
Yeah.
And like
or
give him
his
the time of day.
His DM.
I could see it.
I feel like Shad Khan is probably like the nicest owner in the league. Is that fair?
No, I go with the Eagles owner, which is hilarious considering their fan base.
Screw that guy.
Well, he's not bad. Everybody else is.
Yeah.
He's great.
Wario.
Wow.
I can't go with Wilf. I'm sorry.
Wario.
You know what?
He's fine though.
So Ziggy Markin, the third Wilf, who we don't know his name. I don't think he exists. Probably just is there as a tax write-off. But they have, I mean, they're living the good life. I mean, like they're set. I feel like I would just have some fun with my money and just randomly send your private jet to Hattiesburg just to pilot, just empty, just so that people pick up on the tail numbers. The Ziggy private plane is going to Hattiesburg. What is happening?
I would totally do that during like the free agency rush.
Oh yeah, just send your plane just everywhere, just for the purposes of
what? I wanted to go to Hattiesburg. I heard they had like a great barbecue.
Yeah, they
but you went on the plane.
Right?
So what was going on?
No, just send the pilot and just be like
send the pilot.
The pilot would be like, all right, so you know this costs like $50,000, right? Yeah.
No, yeah.
Worth it.
Do it.
Bacardi Cola, do it.
Hey, do it. Hey, Mark, tell him. Do it. Do it. Speaking of OTAs, so Teddy Bridgewater.
That dude.
Turn heads at Jets OTAs. The New York media is raving about him, not just Manish Mehta. So
How much did they pay the New York media to help them hype Teddy up?
But don't you know his contract is $15 million, every penny guaranteed?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well,
that he's never going to see.
Let's remember, too, I mean, the quarterbacks they've been watching and staring at the last few years haven't exactly been,
right.
butter.
So you have to...
So Teddy comes in,
Jets adjusted.
They're like, oh, he's in his 20s. He's in his 20s?
Yeah, exactly. Who's this kid?
Right.
But so Teddy Bridgewater gets steam from Manish Mehta on day one. Then at the end of day one, he gets some steam from, I think, Rich Cimini.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, okay, I'll celebrate this, but I understand that maybe this doesn't mean anything. And then Tom Pelissero says, hey, he could be the starter. This either sounds like an unusually well-coordinated Jets front office,
right?
Planning, creating enough value to trade Teddy.
When I look at Mike
or
McCagnon,
genuine.
I see a Machiavellian genius.
You're right, exactly. So this might be genuine. Teddy might
could
just
be.
And I was on record saying, hey, I think Teddy is the best quarterback in that camp, and I don't think he'll start.
Yeah.
Because I think they'll just give it to McCown, and then Darnold's the quarterback of the future.
The guy.
And so if McCown does go down, they're just going to let Darnold go.
So do you think they'll just trade Teddy then?
Well, now I'm kind of beginning to change my mind because of how much steam is happening.
Ship him to
I
the
do
Dolphins.
think
Is that why
ginning
they're
up his
putting
trade
the steam?
value is maybe the most likely scenario, but I'm also willfully blind to it. And now I can't wait for Teddy to start week one.
They've been so bad with so many quarterbacks. If you even have the slightest inkling that this guy, a young guy, 25 years old, is still
is
going
Quincy
to be
Enunwa
maybe
still
good?
the only receiver on the roster?
No, Robbie Anderson if he's out of jail.
Imagine a scenario where Teddy's playing so well that
they have to trade Darnold.
Exactly. They trade Teddy for Kirk Cousins and get him less than they probably would have paid for
What?
had they.
What?
Because remember, they were going to go over
Wait,
the.
what? This doesn't make any sense.
No, because weren't the Jets originally going to go like almost $100 million for Kirk Cousins at the time?
Well, yeah, but if Teddy's playing well, why do you take on the worst contract?
What?
Because it's
and
less
block
than they're
Arnold.
offering him.
I don't understand.
Well,
this at all.
I'm saying if your purpose is that you're going to trade him away, then I'm saying that you would get.
Well, yeah, if your purpose is to trade him away, but if he generates enough buzz and value that you could trade him 1-for-1 for Kirk Cousins, then you don't trade him. Like that. Like clearly he's.
Do
demonstrated
you not
enough.
like Teddy? Why do you hate Teddy?
Teddy.
Yinka, this is insane.
That would be-
This is even worse than your theory that Adam Thielen was coached
He
to say.
definitely was. That is no. He definitely. I will take that to the grave.
But they signed him.
No, I know that, but at the same time, they were not. The Vikings themselves were not allowed to come out and say, like, this is the guy that we want, considering that window, right? So why not send a player? Because you're not breaking anything to have a player go on and say, yeah, I want Kirk Cousins.
No, you're insane.
Why didn't Kirk,
this was built off of.
There was enough quarterbacks that were out there that he could have literally said any one of them, but he specifically said Kirk Cousins. He didn't say Drew Brees. He didn't say
because Drew Brees is crazy. Obviously, he was re-signing with the Saints.
Yeah, but no
one else was as good as Cousins. I really want Josh McCown to come here.
So he specifically named Kirk Cousins, and he could have just listed a bunch of different quarterbacks that were out there,
none of whom are good. Yeah, right, exactly. And besides, your theory was built off of they're not actually going to sign Kirk Cousins, and this is intentionally misdirecting. And now your theory is I'm still right, but it was a recruiting pitch, not a misdirect. Dude.
No, I was wrong with saying that they weren't interested in him, but I still thought that. Adam Thielen being out there was inorganic.
I think we need Yinka's Crackpot Theories, the podcast.
Yeah.
Yinka, did we land on the moon or not?
Depends on what year.
Was it Stanley Kubrick? Room 127?
217.
Or whatever.
Just keep it.
All right, speaking of conspiracies, Adrian. So he's posting workout videos because him being in shape is always the concern. But hold on, I have to read this because it's way too good. So when asked where he would like to go, he's like, well, obviously I've mentioned Houston a couple times. I feel like Green Bay wouldn't be a bad look as well. Carolina, there's some options out there. Miami, down there in St. Louis.
No. You should do St. Louis.
Yeah, that would be a nice look too. With Todd Gurley, you see around the league, they have a two-back system. Guys are not really not pounding the ball 20, 30 times a game. So I think that leaves the door open for a couple of opportunities for me. End quote.
Adrian is surprisingly current. Now he's only 3 years behind what the league is doing.
Can you imagine he shows up in St. Louis? He's like, man, it feels like no one's been here for a couple years.
Shows up inside the
When did the Chargers get here?
Oh, it's pretty clean.
Yeah.
When did the Chargers get here?
I love that St. Louis is still paying for the stadium. Actually, no, I don't love it. I hate that.
Not a good thing.
Yeah. Actually, no. Screw you, Ted. I'm glad that you're paying for that stadium.
Well, where does Peterson end up? Like, what's his
XFL?
I could see him going back to New Orleans.
Really?
Really?
Oh, not after that. I think he goes back home and finds a spot in Texas somehow.
Houston?
Like a chair. These teams get excited when they sign Adrian Peterson.
Right.
The fans get a little hyped up, and it's like, I think the Texans would give him a 1 year.
He would love to join He'd love to join the Oilers. Warren Moon's looking good.
He's looking good.
Yeah, hoping to win the Super. And then something happens to Lamar Miller, and then also Donta Foreman. And all of a sudden, it's Deshaun and Adrian.
Oh my gosh!
Well, that's why I could see him going to New Orleans, not maybe a partially guaranteed, like a $2 million guaranteed.
I thought he kind of burned his bridge there, though. No,
I don't think he did. I just think it was more of a you don't fit what we're trying to do with the offense because Alvin Kamara can do things that we need our running backs to be able to do, and then Mark Ingram obviously can complement that and. A guy who can only run for
Adrian Hall. Sean Payton's like, Adrian, I don't have time for you. I need to justify drafting Marcus Davenport. Give up a first next year.
Two
firsts. Could have had Lamar twice.
First.
Could have had Lamar twice.
Yeah, these guys are nuts.
Could have just signed Peterson.
Yeah. I actually kind of respect the balls on Adrian here. Just says Todd Gurley, scoot over.
It's amazing.
Watch out,
It
dude.
is amazing.
Hey, Todd Gurley, I know.
Todd Gurley, timeshare.
Well, didn't he
yeah.
say something about Todd Gurley when he first came into the league that like he reminded him of
Yeah, he's a
himself
big
or
fan of
something?
Gurley.
Yeah, except Gurley can catch and looks great.
Can you imagine? Peterson rents an apartment. He's like, Gurley, in St. Louis. He's like, Gurley, I got a spot for you.
Yeah, speaking of spots, we got a little spot here, a little summertime fun action. Yeah, Tom, bring up some music.
What do you want?
What are we feeling tonight?
We did say summertime, so I mean,
summertime. How about some just any Will Smith get jiggy with it? That
Yeah.
album.
All right.
That album.
Big
Anything.
Willie style.
Big Willie style.
or you
Thank
could play Will Smith's new freestyle that he had.
No.
You didn't like it?
It's what I would just rather have something Big Willie style or Millennium oriented.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Millennium.
any of those are
I was
Hey,
gonna.
now-
outstanding.
I
had that
had this
album.
question before the NFC title game. Does Will Smith count as a Philadelphia rapper?
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he above or below Meek Mill?
above.
Oh, way above.
I don't even know
say above.
I don't even know what criteria you would evaluate him. Like if it's better pure
say,
rapper,
yeah.
yes. More successful, holy crap, yes. Like
Agreed.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's our little situation here. I have a list of a couple of summertime refreshing beverages to wet your whistle, which you just don't do anymore. Like, no one has whistles anymore. This ain't the 1920s. But I will throw out a beverage, and then you tell me which current Minnesota Viking best resembles that drink, best emulates that drink, best takes on that form in human football form.
So I'm gonna be really good at the non-alcoholic ones.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I threw in like 2 non-alcoholic ones for you guys. So here we go. First off, Budweiser Freedom Reserve
Oh, that's
Red
easy.
Lager. It inspired by George Washington's hen pan recipe for beer. America. Yeah. So Budweiser Freedom Reserve Red Lager. Who we got on the Vikings?
Nobody says America more than B-Rob on that boat.
Oh,
fishing.
for sure.
4th of
oh,
July.
wow. Okay, yeah.
For sure.
4th of July, fishing
For
with
sure.
those David Duval Oakleys.
Yeah.
I was going to
Remember
pick Adam
those?
Thielen, but
Ooh,
Brian Robinson's
Thielen.
way better.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
yeah.
B-Rob and
Running
Van
away with
Gedion.
it. Yeah.
Like Hogan on Thunder Force or whatever that Thunder Paradise.
Thunder
was that show?
Paradise, yeah.
With the American flag on the boat, just going. I can see B-Rob just owning that one.
I feel like retirement B-Rob is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Like, give him a show on Spike. Is Spike still a thing? Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I would love to be his son-in-law.
No, have Rodney
we
Adams
doing today?
film a Brian Robinson vlog.
Oh,
Yeah, because he needs work. Next up, a little sex on the beach action, which apparently I don't know what was in it, but it's vodka, cranberry juice, peach schnapps, and pineapple juice. Actually sounds pretty good. Actually, Luke, you should know this.
Yep, and they throw a little creamer in there as well.
Yeah.
A little cream.
They throw a little creamer on top, give it a little visual display. It's pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
All right, so sex on the beach. Who we got?
Harrison Smith comes to mind.
Nah, that doesn't feel right.
No, that's just sex anywhere.
He's a little.
No,
he's a little too gritty.
It would have been Cordell Patterson, right?
yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think more along the lines of
Everson
Flash,
Griffin?
and less along the lines of maybe.
No, there is a certain diva-ness to
Yeah,
it.
right.
Okay,
Which
okay.
maybe
Stephon
Stephon.
Diggs.
I could see it, Stephon.
No, Diggs is a little bit. Cordero and Diggs are definitely real different. Like Diggs is like, he's saying something like kind of flirty, but he's like kind of humble with it. Whereas
Right.
Cordero's like,
Just out there.
yeah, he's just saying
Goon
something.
squad.
He wants to be
Goon
Mr.
Squad.
Steal Your Girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Squad.
Who on the Vikings?
Diggs
is like
wouldn't
that?
watch sand on his Gucci shoes.
How about
though.
Wayne's?
No,
The exact opposite.
no.
So I'm not.
That's like saying Eric Kendricks, man. Like it doesn't
on
work.
the same way. Here.
Do we have that on the team anymore?
I feel like Zimmer would not mesh with that player.
I would say maybe Sendejo.
Yeah, let's actually just go with Sendeo,
Here we
who's
go.
also gritty but loves his biceps. So.
yeah.
He likes his body.
Yeah.
I would say so.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, during sex, he takes a push-up break. Hold on, I got to get plyometrics in.
You got to nowadays.
Don't worry about it. Next up,
And my Fitbit went off. I have to.
I have to take this.
I got
next up in Vikings as summer beverages, some lemonade, fresh squeezed,
What kind?
real
like
sugar,
fresh squeeze,
like homemade.
homemade lemonade.
Fresh
Oh,
squeezed
Adam.
lemonade.
Adam?
What? Who
Just
else?
clean, crisp, old
Yeah,
school.
Adam Thielen's a good one.
Yeah, I guess
Not
I'll
a
go
lot
with
of
Adam.
flashy ingredients.
Well,
Just
who's a Viking who doesn't drink that we know is a teetotaler?
Cousins.
Cousins doesn't drink them.
Rudy?
Yeah.
Rudy?
Cousins
I
would be
thought
a
that's
good
why I
choice,
thought Cousins at first when you said Adam Thielen.
Rudy, maybe?
No, Cousins would be Arnold Palmer. I feel like that.
Yeah,
that'd be his jam.
that's such a
Yeah.
that's a good
oh my
one.
god, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, so
Lemonade.
who's a better candidate for just classic lemonade than Adam? Because I'm open to the idea that these people exist.
Cheryl
Rudy's the
could be
only one I
another
got.
one.
Yeah, Trey
Cheryl-
Waynes.
I could see
Trey Waynes.
Cheryl's.
Cheryl's is refreshing.
He
every
is, he is
time.
refreshing.
Every time you got him.
Wayne's.
Consistent. He's gonna
Yep.
do what he needs to do.
Yep.
No, see,
I think Adam's still a better candidate, but I do
Okay.
think Wayne's and Cheryl's were good to bring up.
Are we also assuming that? Because not
we're getting into it, man.
because I'm assuming the lemonade is the same type across the board. So it's because sometimes you drink lemonade, it's too watery. Sometimes you drink it's too sugary, whatever the case is.
Yeah, no,
So
this assumes a consistent,
Yes,
clean, clear,
across the
crisp,
board.
satisfying lemonade.
Okay, then
Yeah.
Adam Thielen's fine. Then.
Yeah.
Clean.
I feel like Riley Reef would be lemonade, except then he'll just show up with a handle of Black Velvet whiskey.
Right. Yeah.
It's a very, very Iowa thing. So I lived in Iowa for a couple years, and honestly, they should put it on the state flag, which I don't even know what it is, but a Black Velvet and Pepsi, where it's it's not even. It's like you intentionally went the opposite of everything Jack and Coke, and just went Black Velvet and Pepsi. That's what we're all. Yeah. Next up, Corona with lime.
Corona with the lime.
Everson.
So what's the mentality here?
Is it the idea there is that he drank it on the beach or what?
Yeah, what's the criteria there?
I just feel like someone who
I like Adverson, actually.
Really
the more I
get-
think about
Wait,
it.
so hold on.
someone who probably really gets into Cinco de Mayo but isn't an asshole about it.
Sendejo?
No,
We already
know.
used him.
no,
I know.
We already
Oh,
used
what
him.
about Gideon? I feel like Cinco de Mayo, he throws down.
Yep.
That's true.
He
I
just
could
calls
see-
everyone
He
senior.
looks more of the tequila guy.
Yeah, I
but
could see. Yeah, no, that's
I'll
true.
put him down.
I'm gonna go with Everson on this one.
Mac Alexander?
No, he works too
We
hard.
got to save him. Okay.
He's
too
way
hard.
too
He works too
Yeah.
way too much, which I like.
I feel like a Corona Lime is either the most chill beverage possible or the beginning of some absolutely the
just-
opposite.
Do you
Right.
do you like the commercials where they're there's the cart in the airplane and they hand you one and they pretend they're on the beach or whatever? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Corona
but every
commercials are all
Corona.
kind
Yeah, I
of-
was about to say, but they're all the same.
I mean, I'm just saying how much they stretch the. Yeah, you'll feel like you're relaxing on the beach.
Yeah.
No one who's sitting in a little airplane seat. Yeah.
Have you ever had a loaded Corona? So what you do is you take a bottle of Corona and you take a sip or two out of it, and then you refill it with a Bacardi Limon.
Oh, baby.
Wow! If you want to go out and win the GD day, that's how you roll. It's pretty phenomenal. Yeah.
I like Andy's point that a Corona is either chill, that's what you're gonna have for the
Or you're
rest of the
getting
night,
wrecked.
or this is pre-gaming.
Do you guys like Pacifico or Corona better?
Pacifico.
Yeah,
Pacifico's
I'm
really
I'm a
good.
better.
Prelude
You
to
like Dos
Armageddon.
Equis as well? Dos Equis?
I like Dos Equis, yeah.
Modelo is pretty
Yeah.
good, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Modelo, the Especial, the light one.
Yes. Yes.
It's good. Someone's not good. So Gatorade.
What?
No, hold on. Gatorade, you left in a hot
Sure.
car, but it's so thirsty, you chug it because it tastes amazing.
Trey Waynes.
Jesus.
Or Laquan.
Trey Waynes.
Laquan?
Yeah.
Any one of those three.
Laquan
I like
would be-
Cheryl's because
Yeah.
he's good.
Good.
'Cause he's
Yeah.
actually good.
Where it's
And
like
it is good.
It's good, but not
need
under the circumstances.
Right. Yeah.
Well, right. Well, he doesn't have the height, the weight, the speed, but it's good at the end of the day.
I still
You're
think
going to take him at the end of the day.
Well, okay. So
Because we kind of knew, some knew Laquan was going to be like.
okay. So I mean, we would be essentially making the argument that this player would succeed more somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
I think it's Laquan.
I
no,
don't-
he's just bad.
No, I think it's Trey Waynes. You have to say Trey Waynes then.
Well,
I'd say Wayne's
he's
or
only
Cheryl's.
succeeding here.
Well,
what are you talking about?
I mean, you couldn't see him in Seattle.
Oh, actually, no. He's better built for Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Let's go, Trey Waynes.
All right, Trey Waynes, you are the What flavor of Gatorade?
Blue or red.
Wait,
go blue.
doesn't the yellow one last better in the warmth?
Yeah, both yellow
Probably.
and white. I think last.
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
I don't know. Popular Mechanics didn't really test that one out. I think he would be lemon lime because that's like the most basic, boring.
Because there's a purple one that I'd stay away from. It's only purple.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
let's go around. What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
Green.
Green.
I would say red. Yeah.
Yeah.
That light blue. Ooh, the Arctic.
Say-
whatever.
Yeah, that
not
one's
the
good.
dark. Yeah, not
Glacier Hump.
Like
Yeah,
Arctic
I
Freeze.
go
yes,
green.
really good. Green, huh?
I just like straight up orange.
orange is
Really?
good.
It's not bad.
I
Orange
kinda
isn't
like
bad.
the dark blue though.
Orange
it
isn't
has
bad.
to
You
be
like the
cold.
dark one?
It
Yeah.
has to be cold.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right. Good night, everyone.
See you guys. Take care.
We got 5 left. Margarita. Little tequila. Little triple sec.
Ooh.
Lime
I could see that being Kendricks.
You
See,
know,
I thought that was Everson.
I got.
Margarita? No?
How about Terrence Newman?
What's the mentality
It's a
here, guys?
classic.
Yeah,
just a classic.
Wait,
Terrence
hold on.
Newman-
Is wine on the list?
No, I just
No,
okay.
Terrence Newman
right
would
now.
be.
Right.
So now he's good to
Yeah,
go,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Margarita.
Well, we should just add wine and then say that's Terrence Newman.
sangria. Terrence Newman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That is an alcoholic drink I have tried, guys.
Because
Congrats.
Nice,
Thank you.
Is that
First,
hair on your chest, dude?
what? First alcoholic drink was sangria. So
Was it really?
It was.
What'd you think?
Yeah.
Because most people don't like their alcoholic drinks
I
right away.
I don't.
Shout out to Daniel House, who killed his 21st birthday, though.
Yeah.
He
So-
pounded those angry
Relatively speaking.
and those honey vices down.
House has probably had more alcoholic drinks than I have.
He had
by
a
the
Long
way.
Island at the end, too.
Yeah, just
he?
from that night.
Yeah.
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 Was he?
He
just-
was surprised
Burrito Loco.
at the Long Island. He was like, "Wait, is
was.
this alcoholic?" We were like, "Daniel."
Yeah, we took a shot of tequila because we were at Burrito Loco, too. And what did he do? I'll never forget it. The most iconic thing Daniel House could do right after he took his first shot of tequila, he started rowing the boat.
Yeah.
In the middle of Burrito Loco.
I love it.
After we might have hit the Adult Gentleman Club and had plenty of other
Hey,
drinks in the
you
night.
know-
It was a great cherry. on
He's
top.
at the Gentleman's Club rowing.
You know,
Play
when,
it back.
when House runs for governor, like, we're going to get a lot of money to take this down.
to take all the dirt down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably do it. Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. Sorry, Danny.
I'd vote for him. He'd be independent.
yeah.
Yeah, I would spill right for the money, and then I'd probably end up voting for him.
Classic of Minnesota, because it's basically the only state where you can get it. Mick Golden Lake.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Michelob
So
Golden
a
Lake.
local boy, maybe. Again,
Yeah.
Cheryl's, AT,
CJ Ham.
I would
CJ
think
Ham.
of the-
CJ Ham would be a hams, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we
true.
throw hams in there, too, then?
Yeah, sure.
Ham, CJ Ham. Okay, cool.
Let's do one for every player.
Wait, so what did we pick for Adam? Lemonade, right?
Oh,
So if we pick Michelob Golden for Adam, we have to go back and reselect Lemonade.
correct.
And who would I had Cheryl's. I thought we picked Cheryl's for lemonade.
No, we picked Adam.
Oh, we did.
Because he's a Chris Pratt runner.
Yeah, Mick Golden's like,
So Cheryl.
that's stealing.
Yeah,
So
I think
Cheryl's
that's a better
then.
Yeah.
fit. For Lemonade,
Yeah, why not?
yeah,
That's why I asked if it was the
Yeah.
consistency is right across the board.
that's fair. Okay, yeah. Cheryl's Lemonade, Mick Golden, Adam.
Cheryl's Lemonade, Golden Adam. I like it.
We can go
I'm
with
in.
that. Yeah.
I'm in.
Next up is all right. So this is a little bit off the menu. Beats by Dre. BEETS. So
like a
the vegetable.
juice.
Yeah.
Like a who's the juicer?
Hey, here's what's in it. Old Ipswich Whitecap rum. So rum. 1 ounce beet molasses. You got lime juice. You got bitters, and you got a lot of bitters.
I bet that could taste really good, actually.
Yeah.
So you got rum
That's-
and beets.
But that's like weird.
Who's the Dwight Schrute of the team?
So I was thinking this, like
The what?
Dwight Schrute.
Newman would be a Manhattan, right?
Beers.
Like I think of a drink like that, and this sounds.
Let's just pick someone who's weird. Ben Gedeon next.
No, I've heard.
He's
who's
weird.
in
Have you
I've
seen his
heard. I've heard
Insta?
he's really smart, but he is a little bit weird.
Who's in
Are you
shape?
Fadi
Like,
or Denny
who's-
Ball?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I've heard he's really awkward.
Sure, but we know Ben Gedeon is
How about
weird.
Weatherly? Because this seems like a very smart cocktail, like a highbrow one.
Like a trying too hard cocktail?
Yeah.
I could, yeah.
This is a 9-instrument.
This is a trying too hard cocktail?
It might be. Wait,
Yeah.
how many ingredients are there?
6.
Not enough for Stephen Weatherly.
Correct.
I think
9
you need,
instruments he plays. He needs 9 ingredients.
yeah, right. You need the cocktail to be overly complicated. I'm sticking with Gedeon because this is like a weirdo has to dream this up.
How about David Perry?
I don't know anything about him.
I don't either.
Well, are we not going to pick
Chris
Kyle Sloter
Cluey.
at
Chris
all?
Cluey.
Kyle Sloter needs
Chris
to be picked.
Cluey. He's coming back.
Oh, actually, no. I got a perfect one for Kyle Sluter. Aspen Curd, which is 5 scoops of ice cream and bourbon.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's how you don't poop for 3 weeks.
Speaking from experience. Tom Schreier, Don't Poop podcast. Don'tcoverage.com.
I like that for Sluter because of the name, and also it feels like it works.
Also, I feel like this is the only way that Mike Zimmer eats ice cream.
Yeah, that's totally right.
Yeah, goes to the DQ. Yeah, give me the Aspen Curd. Just like
No, he brings his own bourbon and pours it in.
The old Eskin.
Made this myself.
what brand of bourbon do you think Zimmer drinks?
I just told you he makes it himself.
In his bathtub.
Sorry.
Doesn't necessarily wash it out.
Oh God, no.
He's got stills up in Zimmerland Ranch.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Can you imagine? That would burn out at some point.
Yeah.
What do you think
great.
manages his ranch way up there? Is this like family, or do you think he
Brett Favre.
My guess is family.
plays people?
No, they have to be farm hands.
Farm hands.
Yeah.
Because he's only there for like what, a month out of the year, if that.
Yeah. And last up, the classic mint julep. A little bit of bourbon, lime juice, and mint.
We need somebody who's like deep south then.
Deep south, but also very hoity-toity.
Yeah. Which I guess actually Stephen Weatherly, right? Like that kind of works
Yeah,
there.
Vanderbilt. Yeah.
Not Rhodes.
No, Florida. Yeah, Florida doesn't count.
Okay.
Which really limits the sample.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, Treadwell has time at Oxford.
Yeah. But like, I kind of like mint juleps.
So not
It has to be the South, but it can't. Oh wait, Jarius.
R.I.P.
Yeah, go.
Oh yeah, right. Oh,
Come on, man.
Can't
Take
take
that audio clip.
I'm just saying Arkansas. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What about Dave Morgan? Texas isn't really
Texas,
South, though.
Texas and
No,
Florida
it's-
don't count.
It's different.
Blake
Yeah.
Bell. Yeah, whatever.
No. Does it have to be Weatherly? Like, now I have to go through the roster.
Linval, big cowboy hat, big 10-gallon cowboy hat.
I feel like Linval
Where's Linval from?
is a good like Linval. Just give him like 2 Bud Light tall boys, like the 24 ouncers. Yeah.
East Carolina, but born in the Virgin Islands, so not the mint julep.
No. He'd be a rum guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mint julep. I'm looking, man.
I really like rum in the summer.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic.
Sandeo.
Do you
Can we
use
use it
straight
again?
rum or you rum
No, we
and Coke?
can't use Sandeo
Just
again.
third
Rum
time?
and Coke.
Because we
Yeah,
can't use
win.
Delvin.
How about
Yeah.
how about Daniel Carlson? Whatever.
I love how deep in the roster we are.
We're deep, man. I don't know what you guys want to do here. It's up to you.
Deep right now.
If we're working this hard, let's just go with the first name that came to mind, Stephen Weatherly.
Okay.
All right, Weatherly, you got the mint julep. I don't know what we accomplished there, but we had some fun doing it. It's off season.
There we go.
That's how we roll. Listen to hour 2. We got open phone lines. Also, we asked the question: when's the last time sports made you cry? We got some great responses on the old Twitter machine, so we'll go through those.
Could have picked it
and
from
shows
Bauer.
available on
I thought
iTunes,
about
Stitcher,
that, too.
iHeartRadio,
Tisha Bauer.
zocovers.com/machine. Daniil Hunter's beverage of choice is protein powder and vodka. Go. But for Luke, Arif, Tom, Yinka, Manny, and us, let's hour 2.
We sip a little something, leave the rest to spill. Me and Charlie at the bar running up a